Hey there tech fans, Rick here again with another review, and today I have the brand new River 2 portable power station from our good friends at EcoFlow. Now the River 2 is part of a series of brand new products released by EcoFlow that include the River 2 as the smallest model, as well as the River 2 Pro and the River 2 Max, which are larger units and have higher capacities and a lot more ports on the outside for connecting things, and I'll review both of those on the channel as well. But I wanted to start with the River 2 because I really feel like what EcoFlow has built here is almost the perfect portable power station for probably 80% of the stuff you're going to want to do out in the field, because it's easy to charge, it's got plenty of ports on the outside, it's almost the perfect balance between power and portability. So for me, this is going to be the one that I take with me when I'm heading out to fly my drone, or I'm taking a lot of electronics with me on a trip. I can use this to charge and operate all those devices. Now before I get too deep into what makes this product super special, I always like to start with an unboxing of a product just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and then that way you'll clearly understand what you get if you buy the product. And then I'll give you a complete overview, because what EcoFlow's done with this product is built the latest technology available for portable power solutions into a cabinet, again, that's small enough to take with you anywhere. And the differences in that technology are really important, especially if you're searching for a portable power station, because there's a lot of products out there that look similar, they have similar specifications, but there's a couple of key things you really need to know about this technology that EcoFlow understands and have built into this unit. So once I finish with the overview, then I'll take a closer look at the unit, because I'd like to show you all the connections on the product so you know how to charge it, you know how to connect things up to it if you want to charge things from it, and that way you'll clearly understand how to use it. And then finally, I'll come back at the end and remind you again about a few things that have me so jazzed about this particular series of products, so you'll understand clearly the differences between this and other products you may be considering. So let's get started with the unboxing. So when you pop open the box, you'll find the River 2 product, and man, I love this product a lot. On the top, you've got a beautiful handle. It weighs 7 pounds, 11 ounces, which sounds heavy, but look at that, it's one hand. I can whip it around. Watch this, I can even hold it with my weaker hand. Look at that, no problem whatsoever. So it's ultimately portable. I love the fact that it's got this concave surface on the top. A lot of the portable power stations have a handle that cut across the top, then I can't really use the top surface. With this one, I can set it down, put my phone up there, my drone batteries up there, my tablet up there. It's not going to slide off into the mud, so really nice design there. You also get 2 charging kits with the unit. You get an AC charging kit and a DC charging kit. This is used at home. You'll plug this into the wall, you'll plug this into the back of the unit and charge your product. You can also charge it in your car. It comes with a standard charging cable. This plugs into your outlet in the car, the convenience outlet. This plugs into the back of the unit. You can directly charge it with DC. You can also charge it from a solar panel. If you want to use an external solar panel, up to 110 watts. Most of those come with cables that you can connect up to the unit directly. There is no connecting cable, but they offer it as an option. But again, if you're buying a solar panel, pretty good chance that's going to have the cable you need to plug into the back of the unit. Now there is a fourth way you can charge that, which is one of the technical innovations that I talked about before. The front connection here, this USB-C connection, is bi-directional. So I can draw current out of it from the battery. I can also fire current in through that USB-C connection. So if you decide you want to charge it from a USB charger, you can throw up to 60 watts of charging current into the front of the unit to charge those internal batteries. Also included with the kit is a full instruction manual. And I know it's a boring exercise to go through the manual, but I always recommend it because, believe me, there are so many nooks and crannies of technology built into this thing that make it an amazing product that I couldn't possibly fit them into a clip. You want to read through this because you want to understand all the beautiful things this product can do. Plus, they offer an application where you can control a lot of that from your phone. So get in here, there's a little QR code, you can scan it and download the app and have complete control either over Wi-Fi if you're away from home, or over Bluetooth if you're close enough to control the product. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what makes this product special. So when you're buying a portable power station, fundamentally what you're buying is a large battery. That's it. And you're carrying a battery with you out in the field, and that battery inside has got some chemistry that'll hold on to the charge that you put in there, it'll hang on to it for a period of time, and then eventually it'll deliver it to external devices, whether you're plugging in a lamp or you're charging a phone. The challenge is, how do you charge that battery? And then the battery itself, what kind of chemistry is that battery based on? How long will it hold the charge? Is it okay to charge it when it's hot and it's cold? So the chemistry is important. And then beyond that, is there technology that controls how the electrons get into the battery safely? And more importantly, how do they get from the battery to your external devices so you don't damage anything? And then the third thing you have to consider, once I carried this charged battery out in the field, how do I deliver that charge to external devices? Do I have the type of ports I need, the number of ports I need? Are they smart enough? And I'll get into all that. So let's start talking about the charging first, because when you take it out of the box, the first thing you're going to do is charge the unit. And again, I'd mentioned it comes with 2 charging options. You can charge it at home, you can charge it in your car. If you charge it at home, and here's one of the innovations that EcoFlow is ahead of the curve on, they've actually improved the circuit for charging the batteries internally through their battery management system and the inverter they're using to convert the AC from your wall out into the DC that's needed to charge those batteries. So it's a long way of saying when you plug it in at home, you can charge this unit in less than an hour. Now think about that a second. If you're buying another portable power station, it could take you 2, 3, 4 hours to charge it because they're typically using an external brick, an external converter that converts the AC from the wall into DC, and those bricks are wildly inefficient. You have no control over the charging current. By moving that charging circuit inside the unit, first off, I'm using a standard AC cord, which I can find anywhere, but more importantly, they can carefully control how that conversion is taking place to charge those batteries safely. So you can charge this and get the heck out the door in less than an hour. That's a home run, because other chargers, I should say other portable stations, could take you 3 or 4 hours. So if you've got a trip to go and you forgot to charge your portable power station, you got to wait and charge the thing until it's ready to go. This one, charge it up and head out the door. The DC charging from your car will take about 3 hours, depending on the charge level when you start that charging activity. And if you use a solar panel, it gets a little tricky because solar panels are really dependent on how much sunshine's out there, what direction they're facing, are there clouds going by, is there shade in the area? So it varies an awful lot, but typically with a solar panel that's in bright sunlight at 110 watts, 3 to 6 hours, maybe a little less if you haven't fully discharged it. And again, the other thing you have to consider is with a solar panel, there's a circuit that's needed between the solar panel and any portable power station you're using called an MPPT circuit. And what that circuit basically does is the voltage and current will vary a lot from the solar panel depending on how much sunlight's hitting that panel. And that MPPT circuit takes the power that's being delivered, the DC from that solar panel, and grooms it to give you the best efficiency to charge the batteries internally. Normally that's a function of the solar panels and it can be very expensive. These guys have built it into the unit. So internally here on the DC circuit, there's an MPPT circuit built in, so you can use anybody's solar panel. You could use EcoFlow solar panel too if you want, but anybody's solar panel to charge this thing, and the MPPT circuit inside governs exactly how that charge is taking place, so you're getting all the efficiency possible, and that's a great way to charge it, because if you're out camping, just set up a solar panel, put it in the sunlight, drink in that beautiful sunlight, turn it into electrons, have them come across the cable, hit the MPPT circuit, and charge those batteries internally. So it's free. You can charge it out there in the field. So there's 4 ways to charge it. The last way I'd mentioned was through the USB-C on the front. That's not the way I would charge it normally because that's going to take the longest amount of time. You can only charge it with 60-watt chargers, so it could take an awful long time to do that. But if you lost the cord, just plug it into a USB charger through the USB-C in the front, and it's going to take a lot longer to charge it, but you can still charge the unit. So anyway, that's the charging circuit. All right, so once you're done charging, or I should say once you start charging, you're firing electrons at some battery technology. What's that battery chemistry based on? Now, in the old days, the battery chemistry is based on pure lithium polymer technology, LiPo technology, which worked okay. It would hold the charge for a period of time. The problem with LiPo technology was that, number one, it wouldn't hold the charge forever. So over time, it would start to decay. So if you charged it on a Monday and you went on a camping trip Friday, you probably didn't have a full charge on the unit. This one uses a brand new technology called lithium iron phosphate, which is the very latest chemistry for batteries, and that'll hold the charge for a very long time. Another big advantage over LiPo technology is that lithium iron phosphate will be able to be charged and recharged over 3,000 times. The LiPo technology, you can't hang on to it that long, and that determines how long you can hang on to the portable power station, because if you can only charge and recharge it 500 times, you're not going to get as long a life out of the unit. So over 3,000 charge and recharge cycles minimum. In addition to that, the lithium iron phosphate technology inside of here is extremely tolerant to hot and cold weather. So if you're out camping, you know it's going to be cold. You want to be able to use it when it's cold. You want to be able to charge it in the sunlight. So if it gets hot out there in the Arizona desert, you can charge this off a solar panel as long as it's not, 120 degrees. There are limits and it's in the manual, so read through the manual. But anyway, there's limits, but it'll handle hot and cold better than LiPo technology, which typically doesn't like that. So what you're getting here is an easy way to charge it, a quick way to charge it. Once you charge it, the battery technology is the latest on the planet, so you're getting a really good battery chemistry to hold on to the charge and deliver that charge back when you need it externally. All right, so we've covered the charging, the battery chemistry. Now the big question, and this is the thing most people look at when they're first looking for a portable power station, is what can I connect up to it? What can I plug into it? What can I charge from it? What can I operate from it? This gives you every option you could possibly imagine. So typically there are 3 different categories of external connections you'll make to a portable power station. AC, just like at your home. DC, which is like in your car, which is this connector here, and then finally USB. Any portable power station you're considering should deliver all 3 of those styles of external connections. This one has all 3 of those. Let me start with the AC. So with the AC, this unit has 256 watt hours of internal capacity. It can provide 300 watts of external charging and operating capabilities through the AC plugs on the front. The other thing it can do is it allows you to surge up to 600 watts. So if you're plugging something in, like a drill or something with a motor, a blender, I don't know what you're doing out there when you're camping, but anything with an inductive motor load inside of it that draws a little more current when you first turn it on and then settles in, this can handle that surge. A lot of portable power stations can deliver 300 watts, but the minute you cross that 300 watt level into 301, the unit will pop a breaker. Not with this one. You can surge up to 600 watts. It's also a pure sine wave output, and that's really important because a lot of the portable power stations in the market won't say what they are. If they don't tell you they're pure sine wave, they're not pure sine wave. And the challenge is, if you're using a portable power station that's a modified sine wave, it'll still deliver 60 hertz, 120 volts, but it's not going to be a pure sine wave, which means if you've got sensitive electronics like a laptop, some of the gaming consoles that you're plugging in through the front, it could give you issues. So knowing you've got a pure sine wave, 60 hertz, 120 volt output that can deliver 300 watts of charging and operating capabilities means you've got everything you need. And if you notice closely, I've got one outlet that's 3-prong and one outlet that's 2-prong, so you can plug two things in at the same time. All right, so that's the AC. Now the DC, you've got a standard DC charging port over here. And again, anything you plug into your car that has a plug on it like that, you can plug it to the front of the unit. And that'll deliver 12 volts at a full 8 amps. So that's a lot of current coming out of there for DC. So if you're using car chargers for your drone batteries or car chargers for your camera batteries or your phone, whatever you're plugging into your car, plug in the front of this unit and you can charge it just like you do in your cars. So that's pretty wonderful. Now the last type of connection is the USB connection. And there's two styles of USB connectors you're going to use at home. There's the USB-A style, which is the old style. That's the bigger one. And the brand new one is a USB-C connection, which is used on all the latest portable technology. This unit provides both of those for you. So on the front, you've got two USB-A connections right there that'll deliver 5 volts at 2.4 amps, which is the highest amount of current that you'll find in any USB charger you're using today. So anything you're charging at home, your phone, your tablet, your camera batteries, your drone batteries that plug into a USB-A port, plug them in on the front, you'll get 5 volts, 2.4 amps from both of those ports at the same time. That's pretty incredible. But the cool part is that center connector right here, the USB-C, will deliver the same kind of current, but 60 watts of power out of the unit. So it can actually adjust the voltage and current as needed for an external device because it's PD or power delivery capable. So if you're plugging in some of the newer game consoles, some of the newer drone batteries, some of the newer phones and tablets use PD as well, the minute you plug it into that USB-C port, it can recognize the fact that that device is a power delivery device. And again, it'll handshake with the device to determine what charge level's on the device currently, and will adjust the voltage and current. It'll crank up the voltage if needed to charge that quickly and efficiently, and then adjust it as it's charging it. So it's a very intelligent port. But the key thing to keep in mind is it delivers 60 watts of power. And that's important because if you have to charge your laptop out there in the field, don't bring your laptop on a camping trip. But if you have to bring your laptop, plug it in on the front and you can charge your laptop off it. A lot of the portable power stations in the market don't provide that option because they're only providing 30 watts or 40 watts of output power, and you can't charge a laptop with that low of power. So 60 watts USB-C connectivity. So everything you need really to connect up at the same time, you can plug into the front of the unit. So I think they've covered your needs as far as how you charge it, how you hang on to the charge, how you deliver that charge to external devices. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at the unit. I'll show you all the ports again that I just mentioned. And then finally, I'll come back at the end and point out a couple of key things that really separate this particular product, the River 2 from EcoFlow, from other portable power stations you may be considering. On the front of the EcoFlow River 2, you'll find 3 separate output sections that you can use to charge and operate all of your portable devices. A 12-volt section, a USB section, and an AC section. The 12-volt section provides a single convenience outlet, just like the one in your car. So if you're using a car charger today, you can plug it in right here and it'll operate just fine. This port provides a full 12 volts at 8 amps, which is a lot of current. In the center, you'll find 3 USB ports, 2 full-sized USB-A ports, and a single USB-C. Both of the USB-A ports provide 5 volts at 2.4 amps, which is the highest amount of current you'll find in a wall charger. So anything you're plugging in at home to a wall charger or a computer, you can plug it into either one of these ports and it'll operate just fine. In the center, you'll find a USB-C port. This is also a PD or power delivery port, which is a quick charging standard. So if you plug a device in that's PD compatible, like a phone or a tablet or a game console, this port will interrogate that device, find out the current charge level, and then adjust the voltage and current as needed to quickly and safely charge that device. This port can also provide 60 watts of output power, which is unique. A lot of other portable power stations may only provide 30 or 40 watts, and the reason that's important is because if you'd like to charge or operate a laptop or a larger tablet or charge your drone batteries, you'll need at least 60 watts to accomplish that. On the right-hand side, you'll find the AC output. There are two ports here, a 3-prong and a 2-prong. Both of these are on at the same time, and together they can provide 300 watts of external charging and operating capabilities, and that can surge to 600 watts. And the reason that's important is because if you plug something in with a motor like a hand drill or a blender, it draws a little bit more current when it first turns on, and knowing you can exceed the 300 watts operating current means that you can actually operate those devices. A lot of other portable power stations, the minute you get over that 300 watts, you'll trip the breaker and it'll shut off. So I like that extra elbow room to get above the 300 watts when needed. In the center of the front, you'll find a large digital display that gives you all the information you'll need to understand about the current state of the product, including the current charge level, which is 30%. I also like the fact that they give you a little bar graph there, so it makes it easy to either read the number or look at the bar graph. On the left, you'll find the number of hours left on that charge. So they've got a battery management system inside that calculates how long you can run the devices that are plugged in on the current charge level. Now, since there's nothing plugged in, I've got 99 hours of operating time. The minute I start drawing current, that number will adjust. And that's really handy because if you have a lot of things plugged in and you're down to 10 or 15%, you may want to give some thought to which ones you're going to unplug to only keep the ones that are super important plugged in. On the top here, you can see input power and output power in watts. So the input power would let you know when you're charging the device, how much energy is heading in. The output will tell you how much is coming out. So those are really handy. The best part is all of those metrics are available through the application as well. And you have different power buttons for the AC and the DC. My recommendation is to keep the AC off unless you're using it, because the inverter that provides the AC from the DC on the batteries actually draws current even though you're not using those ports. So if you turn this on, it's going to draw electrons out of the batteries and kind of waste those. So keep this off unless you need it. When you turn it on, you'll see it come up here with a little indicator letting you know currently it's on and it's set for 60 hertz. So keep that turned off if you're not using it. And that's pretty much it for the front. Now we'll take a look around the back. On the rear of the River 2, you'll notice two ports, the AC port and the DC port. These are where you plug in your charging options. The AC cable plugs in there. If you're going to use the car charger, you'll plug it in there. If you're going to use the solar panel, you'll plug it in there as well. You'll also find a fan in the center. It's a really simple product to operate. Again, my recommendation is to charge it at home because you can fully charge the unit in less than an hour off of AC. In your car, it's going to take about 3 hours, and with a solar panel, somewhere between 3 and 6 hours, but it's nice to give you all those options. One other thing I forgot to mention is on the front, you actually have the option of charging it through the USB-C as well. So you can use a wall charger up to 60 watts and push energy into the batteries through that USB-C port if you decide to do that. That would be your last resort. The AC would be first, your car charger would be second, or maybe your car charger and your solar panels would be second, and this would be third. The top of the unit has a really nice flat surface. I like that because it's also concave a little bit, so you can put a phone or a tablet or drone batteries up there and not worry about them sliding off the side. I really like the fact that I've got a flat surface that's up off the ground that I can charge devices on. On the bottom of the unit, you'll find 4 rubber feet on each of the corners, and those are really handy to keep it in place when you set it down on a slippery surface. They also protect that surface from scratching. The other thing they do is they provide shock absorption, so if you put it down really hard, it's not going to transfer that shock of putting it down into the electronics inside, so it's going to help protect them over time. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now here are a few really important things to keep in mind when you're comparing the brand new River 2 portable power station from EcoFlow with other products you may be considering. The first thing has to do with capacity. This unit has an internal capacity of 256 watt hours, and it can deliver 300 watts of external charging and operating capabilities. But the important thing to remember is you have surge protection up to 600 watts. So if you're plugging in a drill or you're plugging in a blender or some type of inductive load, this unit can handle the extra current for a period of time and allow you to operate those devices. A lot of other portable power stations on the market have a hard limit. So if you try to draw 301 watts out of a unit, it'll pop a breaker and you're done. So knowing I've got that surge protection built in means I can use it with tools when I'm out there in the field. Another key difference is the charging capabilities of the unit. With this unit, you can charge it through AC, DC, solar panel, or even through the USB-C port on the front of the unit. So they give you 4 different ways to charge the unit on the fly, which gives you a lot of flexibility when you're out there in the field, because I use this around the house an awful lot. I'll charge it with the AC unit before I head out for a trip, but if I'm on a trip for a period of time, I'll plug it in the car while I'm driving, and I can charge it again between different places that I'm flying my drones or different campsites. But if I really need to, I can charge it from a solar panel when I'm out camping. I can even charge it at home from a USB-C connection or in my car from a USB-C connection. So a lot of flexibility in how you charge it. The battery technology is another major difference. A lot of portable power stations on the market today are still using lithium polymer technology or LiPo batteries. This one's using lithium iron phosphate, which is the very latest battery chemistry, and that provides a lot more charge and recharge cycles, over 3,000. It also hangs onto the charge a lot longer than LiPo technology, and it's much more tolerant of hot and cold weather, so you can use it when you're out camping. You can use it in the desert in Arizona if you want. It's just going to work in a lot more places. Another key difference between them, and I forgot to mention this a minute ago, is the quick charging capability. So if you want to charge this thing at home, you can bring this up to full charge in less than an hour. That's outstanding. There isn't a portable power station on the market that will charge as fast as this unit. Most of the other ones are going to take you a couple hours to charge them up. Some of them could take you a lot longer depending on what type of external charger you're using. But knowing I can charge this thing in less than 60 minutes to 100% means that I don't have to wait to charge my portable power station. I can charge it in the morning while I'm having a cup of coffee, head out the door on our trip. So I like that an awful lot. Another key difference is the product provides an application that you can connect to the unit over Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and you can control every aspect of the product. So I can see what the current charge is, I can see how it's charging, I can tell how much current I'm drawing out of it, and again, I can connect over Wi-Fi, so I can have this at home running as like sort of a UPS in the background and be in California and see exactly what's going on. I can also connect over Bluetooth, so if I'm out camping, maybe I've got this set up in our tent and I'm over in the kids' tent, I can look at my phone and see what's going on with the charger. I know exactly who's plugging what in and who's drawing energy out of the internal battery. So the application is incredibly cool. Then the last thing I'll mention is I really like the way that internal power is delivered externally. So I've got 2 AC ports on the front. I can plug things in like I do at home. I've got a DC port over there. I can use my car charger to charge my drone batteries. I've got 3 USB connections on the front, 2 full-sized USB-As, 5 volts, 2.5 amps each, which is 2.4 amps, which is the largest amount of current you can draw out of a USB charger, as well as that USB-C connection in the center, which will give me 5 volts at PD levels up to 60 watts. So anything I want to plug in, I don't think of a connector that I've got that I can't plug into this unit. It really gives me every option possible to charge and operate all of my thirsty portable devices when I'm out in the field. So everything you need to get started is included with the product. I just think it's a wonderful unit. I like the company an awful lot. I think they're right on the edge of innovation. Any kind of new technology that comes out that can benefit a product like this, they're incorporating it. And the River 2 is really the first of 3 that I'll be reviewing on the channel that include all of those advanced features. So I love the unit an awful lot. I've been using it for a couple of weeks, and I'll tell you, it's one of my favorite portable power stations based on its size and its power and the portability of it and the connections and all the innovations built in. So hopefully you found this review helpful. If you're interested in the River 2 product, I've got a link below to Amazon where you can head over there and check out the specifications just to see if this product is right for you. And if you use that link, we get a small commission from Amazon that helps to support the channel. We also offer the entire line of EcoFlow products on the Drone Valley website because a couple of years ago when I started reviewing portable power stations, we were working with EcoFlow on some of their original products, and I just fell in love with the technology. I think their engineering team is well ahead of the curve on a lot of innovations in this space, and I liked it so much that I contacted the company and said, hey, I'd love to offer them on our website. So we've been selling their products for a couple of years, and I think they make some incredibly cool products. So you can use that link as well. Now, if you buy it from us, you get this handy dandy pouch with a charging kit inside. We send that free of charge in addition to the product. Same pricing you'll find everywhere else, but having this pouch gives you a charging cable, some adapters, just to make it easier to connect up all your portable devices to the power station. And that's just our way of saying thanks for using the website. But anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I like the product an awful lot, like I've said. I think you'll like it an awful lot as well. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, stay nerdy.